Charlie Munger, often regarded as an investing genius and Warren Buffett's right-hand man, has died at the age of 99. He helped Buffett build his company, Berkshire Hathaway, with Buffett crediting Munger for broadening his investment strategy from favoring troubled companies at low prices in hopes of getting a profit to focusing on higher quality but underpriced companies. In early 2023, Munger's fortune was estimated at $2.3 billion. That's jaw-dropping, but still vastly smaller than Buffett's fortune, which is estimated at more than $100 billion. Meanwhile, European stocks are regaining some positive momentum today after comments from the Federal Reserve on inflation. Earlier, I spoke to Naeem Aslam, Chief Investment Officer at Zay Capital Markets. He says we can expect the Fed to begin its downward cycle soon.
Inflation is still, let's just say, more than, almost you can say like double what the Federal Reserve's target is, because we're still trading in that the 3 boundary. And then Federal Reserve believes that it should be at 2. I think with respect to the Federal Reserve, they wanted to do a number of things. Number one is they don't want the market to get ahead of itself just because the last reading for the inflation dropped significantly in relation to the forecast. The Federal Reserve doesn't want the market to believe that the Federal Reserve is just going to look at that particular reading and then they're just going to start sending out a very dovish message. Number two, the Federal Reserve wants to make sure that it doesn't repeat same mistakes that it has done before. So it wants to make sure that every single action is calibrated. Number three, from the investor's perspective, smart money knows that the only way for interest rate from here is to the downside. So no matter what the Federal Reserve says, and then because the Federal Reserve is going to continue to maintain somewhat same stance that it has, but the path of the monetary policy is going to be more tilted towards an area where we will see that, yes, the Federal Reserve has reached a peak in terms of its rate cycle, and now it's going to move more to the downside. So I think, yes, the markets, as you've mentioned right on the top of your story, the markets are a little bit mixed because of a number of factors, and the Federal Reserve comments is certainly one of them.
And now let's go to other top stories from around the world. Australia's inflation rate has eased in October on weak consumer spending, falling to 4.9%, its lowest rate since January 2022. Analysts say it signals hopes that the Reserve Bank of Australia will not raise rates next month. Compared to last month, the Consumer Price Index retreated 0.3%. Michelle Bullock, governor of the Reserve Bank, warned of homegrown inflation being more persistent than expected. Apple ends its credit card collaboration with Goldman Sachs with a proposal to terminate the contract within the next 12 to 15 months. The exit will also cover the savings account introduced earlier this year. The collaboration between Apple and Goldman began with the launch of a virtual credit card in 2019. And Huawei, the Chinese tech and smartphone leader, teams with car makers as part of a multi-partner strategy to crack China's EV market. Despite not manufacturing cars, the company sells technology components like Harmony OS and driver assist products. Huawei collaborates with traditional automakers in China and has recently confirmed partnerships with at least 4 of them to develop new electric vehicle brands.